The Jokers think it's all over before it's even begun.
Could be run out.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no! Oh! Hey, look at that! Have you ever seen anything like that?
And here comes Hurt. He's got some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Welcome to They Think It's All Over. With David and Jonathan is possibly the finest spin bowler in the history of the world, who's known for his love of pizza, cheese toasties and green melon liqueur. It's a diet which has upset his Australian teammates for being far too classy. Shane Warne. With Gary and Rory is the presenter of the 11 o'clock show, a keen darts player who recently managed to hit 180. Grandstander bidding for the rights to show his next match. Iain Lee. We get things underway with our excuses round. David, Jonathan and Shane, we take you to Edgbaston and Australia's amazing semi-final against South Africa in last year's Cricket World Cup. With 3 balls to go, the scores are tied, and the last pair, Lance Klusener and Alan Donald, are at the crease. South Africa needed just 1 run to get through to the final, and then this happened.
They go for it. And Donald's run out, and Australia are in the final. The match has been tied. What a mix-up.
So, David's team, what we want to know is why didn't Alan Donald run?
You lucky bastards.
I think he didn't run because he hadn't heard Hansa Kronja's call to his Indian bookmaker yet. I believe he always uses the same bookie, William Taj Mahal. And that's why he hadn't done it. Well, Shane, you are one of the top cricketers the world's ever seen. And, David, you feel free to join in here as well. What would you say? I'll start with you, David. What would you say if one of your teammates, and you were waiting, and they didn't run like that? What would you say afterwards?
It's a bit of a hypothetical question, thinking that David would be in when the last wicket's about to fall.
Shane, what would you have said?
Why didn't you bloody run, you idiot?
That's a great shame to see that, because presumably that partnership wouldn't survive that, and that would be the only partnership in recent history that wasn't broken up by Neil Morrissey. Shane, I believe that you are one of the finest spin bowlers. Feel free to join in, David. I believe you are one of the finest spin bowlers the world's ever seen. I'm thinking of taking up a bit of sport this summer. Cricket seems to be attractive. What does one need to be a top spin bowler?
Well, firstly, you can't dress like that.
Have you considered ice dance?
I'll tell you what, this suit was a bargain. I got these curtains from Barbara Cartland's estate just the other day. Trouble is, I was in the canteen, Alan Titchmarsh came up and sprayed me with a pesticide.
And the other thing, Jonathan, which, by all reports, you're very, very good at, is you need a very strong wrist.
Unfortunately, ever since I gave my magazines away... Although, Nick, if you finish with that copy of Big Jugs, I'd like it back. I'm on the subject, Gary. If you finish with that copy of Big Jug Ears, I'd like that back. It's a specialist publication.
Language thing, or...?
No.
He couldn't hear what was going on. There was still too much noise around. Couldn't hear the call.
I'll give you 3 points for that. Yeah. Here is Alan Donald himself to explain.
Well, this is where it all happened. World Cup semi-final, 1 run to win. Lance Klusener at the other end, hitting the ball down the ground. Damien Fleming diving across to try and stop it. Immediate reaction was to try and get back. Turned around, and as I'd got there, Klusener was coming, didn't see him, turned around, bat dropped. As I got up to about here, it's one of those dream things where your legs just turn into jelly. Adam Gilchrist takes the stumps out of the ground, and I suppose, well, I didn't hear the call because of the massive roar of the crowd.
So, he couldn't hear because of the noise of the crowd. That was the noise of 20,000 people shouting, "Run, you idiots!" Now, Shane, apparently Alan broke his ribs recently, didn't he, trying to hold a catch off your batting? I only mention it because Alan thought he'd send you this personal message.
Warne, how's it going? Just like to tell you that my ribs are coming on nicely. And by the looks of your scorecard of late, with the 4 ducks in a row, it's nice to see that you're actually batting like a pom.
Nick, I'm told that Shane actually came to this country. One of his aims coming to this country, he thought it'd be easier to score a first-class 100. Is that right?
Yes, one of my ambitions was to score 100, yeah.
So, how's it going?
0, 0, 0, 0.
So you've got the noughts, but not the 1. If you need any help, just feel free to give me a call. I'll be delighted for a small fee to help you out, of course.
Yeah, because David knows lots of top-class cricketers he could put you in touch with.
Shane, can I warn you, if you keep dyeing your hair like that, you'll wind up looking like Gow as well.
Alan Donald's rib damage has been rated the worst cricket injury since someone got between Mike Gatting and a plate of chocolate eclairs. Alan Donald is the fastest white bowler in the world, which is a bit like being the top Welsh Formula 1 driver. Gary, Rory and Iain, a British catamaran crew led by Pete Goss, recently made an attempt at the round-the-world sailing record, but received this slight setback 40 miles out of port. So their £4 million catamaran fell to bits, but of course there was a good reason for this. So, Gary's team, what was it?
How was your cup final day, by the way, Gary? Because the BBC weren't actually showing it, were they?
No.
Wasn't it sweet, though, the way that the Chelsea players took their little children up to the royal box? You know, Dennis Wise took his sort of 3-year-old Henry up, and Sutton took his little daughter. Graham Ricks took his girlfriend up there. It was very sweet.
Sutton went to kiss his kid and then he missed, of course.
Can we just see that again, you think? Now, I'm no expert, but doesn't that hold have anything to do with it?
Yes. You're absolutely right, but what we want to know is how did they explain the hole?
It was tied to a 40-mile-long piece of rope and they just left it tied up at the moor. And by the time we got to sea... What was that?
Did the park keeper just shout, time up?
And that made a hole.
Had they run aground on Robert Maxwell's corpse?
Was it just that they were going for speed and they made it really lightweight? And the problem is, you see, the sea can get a bit choppy from time to time.
Yeah, that's just about right. I'll give you 3 points. Yeah, the answer is that, according to the crew, the only boat that could break the world record would be a boat so flexible as to be easily breakable. Here's Rufal skipper Pete Goss to shed further light.
Apparently we've been quoted as saying that she has the strength of a rhino and the agility of a grasshopper. Well, some of those things are encompassed in the boat, one of which is obviously the grasshopper bit, because you should have seen that bell hopping off from the cockpit.
Now, this is true. The last time he sailed around the world, Pete Goss actually had to operate on his own hernia. Despite the primitive conditions, he tried to follow medical procedure as closely as possible. He prepared purified water, a sterilised scalpel, and then he strapped himself to a trolley and forgot about himself for 24 hours. And at the end of that round, David's team have 3 points and Gary's team have 3 points.
Anne Widdecombe at 10:40. Now, though, back to the sports.
Author time now. We read out a pair of quotes and ask who quoth them. David's team, here's yours.
You've got to go sometime. And getting blown away on the field is a bit different from dying in bed, don't you think?
What was the name of that farmer that shot the kid? Was it Tony Martin? Was this what he used in his defence and that's why he got banged up?
Getting blown away on the field. Wasn't Gary in a strong wind over there, was it?
No greater love hath a man for his children than let them use him as a cheap kite. While we're on the subject, never mind quotes, I forgot. I've got a copy of Monday's Telegraph, and it's a big feature on David Gower. Laid-back Gower plays it for laughs. Have a look at that, right?
Sit down.
OK. Let me just read you from this and see if you think he's describing the same David Gower sitting next to me. This bloke, Robert Phillip, who, I think, has a little thing for you. David Gower could have been a Bernini sculpture, as handsome as Apollo, as heroic as Achilles, as flighty as Mercury. To gaze upon Gower with willow in hand was to stand before a wondrous work of Venetian marble. That's what he said. I tell you.
That's ridiculous.
I think the bloke who wrote this, I think he had his willow in his hand at the time.
It's totally inaccurate, that is. I mean, have you ever seen a bit of Venetian marble go like this?
I can't believe it. Listen to this. He goes, with his curly blonde hair and startling blue eyes, was the boy David not a sight to behold? This is gay porn. I tell you, you'd get a packet of snout for this in jail. No, I'm just going to read the finishing paragraph. David Gower comes with countless adjectives. I'll give you a minute to fill some of your own in. Majestic, magnificent, mercurial, maddening, take your pick. I think he missed an R out in the last one there. I'm telling you, you can't say I didn't warn you. Have you got any gay fans?
In 1993, there was 3 of us Australians that were sent a gay letter from the gay community in Australia, and they said that we were the 3 pin-ups of the month. So the thought of that was...
Who were the 3?
It was quite exciting, actually, the thought of
So
that.
that was you, Shane. Who were the other 2?
What's for them?
Michael Slater for his thighs, and Brendan Julian for his dark, handsome, good looks.
And what was the reason for you being in this?
I just put my own name in it, actually.
Come on, let's have an answer off you.
I think it might be Gower. No, I don't know. We don't know.
I'll give you 3 points. It was indeed David Gower, yes. Yeah, the answer is David Gower. He was coolly brushing aside death threats received by England players during civil unrest in India. On the same tour, and this is true, when someone set some fireworks off outside the window, David flung himself to the floor shouting, "Get down, they're shooting at us!"
It's not true. It is not true.
Yes, it is. Pete Goss is out there in his boat operating on his own hernia, and there you are lying on the floor of the dressing room going, "No, not the face!"
All right, who told you that then?
I don't know, the researchers told me.
Well, what do they know about it?
Well, you didn't even know what you said before! David, of course, plays the lottery with numbers based on his test scores. Every week he sits there hoping against hope that 0, 0, 0, 1, 2 and 0 will come up.
I know the feeling, mate.
A leading Hindu Swami has called for India to abandon cricket because 9 cows a day are used in the manufacture of cricket balls there. David Gower has now been made an honorary Hindu for failing to trouble a single cow on his last tour of India. Gary's team, whose words were these?
If those Scots think I'm going to pull on the tartan trousers they insist on wearing, they're mad. They would have to pay me another $1 million. I even checked the small print of my contract to make sure I don't have to.
Ross is a Scottish name, isn't it? Is there a Ross
Scottish
tartan?
name and there's a tartan, I believe.
Was it red, blue and green check with a white stain down it?
On a good night.
That's mad saying if you go to Scotland, you have to wear tartan. That's like saying if you go to play for Germany, you've got to wear lederhosen and eat sausages. Or if you go to France, you've got to wear their silly clothes and your sister. You don't have to follow strictly their rules, do you? You can be a bit flexible.
Is it Gaza?
No.
No, it can't be. It says, I even checked the small print.
Something to do with Rupert the Bear.
It's a motor racing
Could be.
thing. The Stewart team.
Yep. Who?
Who was that? That.
Who's on here?
Yeah, the Northern Irish.
Eddie Irvine.
Eddie Irvine is correct. 3 points, yeah. Yes, the answer is motor racing driver Eddie Irvine refusing to wear a tartan uniform when he signed up for Jackie Stewart's Jaguar team. Eddie Irvine once refused to take part in a Jordan photo shoot, saying, "Do I have to? Send out some in my helmet. They'll never know the difference." It's true. It's true. The ruse was so successful he used it many times. The Belgian Grand Prix in 1996 was actually won by Dame Judi Dench. Now, we have a bonus point going here. For a bonus mark, either team, who said this?
There are so many who use you to get publicity. That ugly bastard Rory McGrath, and you can print that, because that's putting it mildly. Every week he rips us to pieces. I am serious about what I do. I can sing, I can write songs, and I work bloody hard at it. Whereas Rory McGrath is just a prick.
I think we should let Rory have it. Rory?
Barbara Cartland's last words, they were.
Well, yeah. Gareth there.
Posh Spice.
Posh Spice, you get a bonus point for that. Yeah. Gareth.
Can I just say how upset I was by that? In fact, I've been so upset, Posh, since you said that I haven't been able to eat. Oh, you know, I think she's. It's like when kids at playground, you know, and you throw stones at the girl you like. I think she fancies
I think
you.
so, yeah. I definitely, when someone calls you an ugly bastard and a prick, I think, hello. Really, like, move over, David.
You know, the problem is, if she had sex with you, you wouldn't be able to find her in the morning. You'd have to use a knit comb to get off your chest. A knit comb with a bit of tissue, and just there she is. Actually, off you go.
Yeah, it was, of course, Posh Spice, quoted in last week's Heat magazine. In fact, since that quote appeared, Rory's actually been threatened by Man United fans and has been hiding from them all week in the centre of Manchester. At the end of that round, Gary's team have 6 points, but David's team have 7.
Oh,
Time now for our goal celebrations round. Gary's team, cast your mind back to the Brazilian Women's League final between Sport Recife and Santa Cruz last December. And this goal from Hosni Martinez da Silva.
Que define tudo. Joe, atacante do Sport, entra na área, faz o que quer e ainda faz o gol do jeitinho que ela quer, de bumbum. A jogadora acaba sendo expulsa de campo, mas não tem nenhum problema. O gol valeu.
Did you ever score a goal with your arse, Gary?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't do headers.
The mask thing's catching on, though, because Matthew Letizia did that once, and he put a mask on after scoring a goal, and then kept it on for the rest of his life.
I don't know, it's, is that their nickname or something? Lions.
Yeah,
I'm impressed, actually, to get a woman's football.
Giving blood and something, or...
I'm going to give you the 3 points, actually, I think. Yeah.
What happened?
Blood. Yeah, there were 3 bits to the celebration. The lion mask is because her team are the Lions of the North. Tapping her arm was to indicate that she bleeds black and red, while the arse goal itself was a reference to a dance doing the rounds. Here is Hosni Martinez da Silva, all the way from Brazil, to tell us the story.
Porque eu me inspirei no grupo El Chan, Sheila Carvalho. Fiz o gol em homenagem a ela. Warne, vem pro meu Brasil que eu vou dar uma mudada em você.
I'm off.
Statistically, the finest goal scorer in Brazilian history is pre-war star Leonidas da Silva, the Black Diamond, who was signed for 2 suits and 2 pairs of shoes, which is still a pair of shoes more than you get for Chris Sutton these days. Now, David's team, it's West London's finest for you, Queen's Park Rangers.
Plenty forward here for QPR. That's a good nod down by Reedy, and it's put in Kiwamia. Nothing that Mark Crossley could do about it. 14 minutes left, and it's 1-1.
So that was Chris Kiwamia scoring against Nottingham Forest last September. But how do you explain the little hop afterwards?
Or he might be actually auditioning for Skippy.
What, Hoppy?
Well, no, not everyone knows, but Skippy used to actually be a bloke.
Did he?
Yeah, they just put Skippy over the top. They used to just put fur over the top.
Is this true, Shane? Are you seriously saying that the bloke...
No, I've got no idea.
No. I thought so. I thought so. Oh, there's no flies on me. I knew that.
Do you think Botham's just asked him to go on one of those long charity walks and he's trying to get out of it by pretending... I think I know what's going on there. I think he's trying to catch Paul McCartney's eye.
Let's have the answer and get on with it, for God's sake.
Who's their manager? Is it Jerry Francis, is it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Is he on crutches or something at the moment? Is it like a...
No, you don't know, do you?
One of the people have a crutch.
He saw someone on a clutch once.
No. Here is Chris Kawamia to give us the answer, mercifully.
The reason why I did it is because my dad's from Africa, and it's part of a dance over there. But I didn't quite finish it all off, though.
But, Chris, you were born in Huddersfield, son.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a tribute to Huddersfield-born Chris Kawamia's Ugandan grandfather. Chris's other grandfather is from Zimbabwe, so after the match, he sat in the centre circle and refused to move for several months. And at the end of that round, David's team have 7 points and Gary's team have 9. It's time once again for our regulars to embrace a sporting legend as we play Field the Sportsman. Gary and Rory, you're first. Take your blindfolds with you, please. Take your positions.
Fun if it's posh spice, eh? Let's hope it's posh.
Can we have our first mystery guest, please? And your time starts now.
Oh, shit! What's this? Oh, it's a helmet. I'm going to think of a helmet joke.
Rory,
Jonathan.
I've got a huge...
2 helmets! Is it some stripograms? I think I've got some uniformed people here. What have you got, Gary?
I've got someone in a wall.
It's some policeman guard. Is somebody else behind you? Ah, do you think it could be royalty? Police protection?
Oh.
Might be Fergie. Let's have a feel. Well?
Was it village people?
Hang his arms up. Who's this?
Oh, hello. Got a card.
Do you think it is?
Referee?
No, I think they want us to think that. I think it's Victoria Adams. Vicky, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I love it always in my face.
No help from the audience
Referee.
there. Referee.
Mike Reed, David Ellery.
Paul Durkee.
Correct!
Never seen all those shows, have you?
OK, so you get your 3 points. Jonathan and David, please.
Come on, you good-looking Apollo of a man. Look at that, like a statue, isn't he?
Yeah,
Only
Boadicea.
Like a statue, but slightly less interested.
OK, can we have our second mystery guest, please? And your 90 seconds start now.
Oh, wait. What's this? Oh, you know, I think I know who this is, and I think this is a fantastic display of sportsmanship. For David Beckham to come on with his wife, Victoria, on the show, the drink that you've given her is fantastic. Am I right? Is it a lady? It's a small lady. Is it Jeanette Cranky? See? Oh, I know this is. I didn't book you till 11 o'clock. What are you doing here now? You got Frank Buff at 10, I'm at 11.
It's got a whip. Is it the Blair's new nanny?
I'll keep Leo in line.
Oh, no.
What has she got a whip there for, then? Is it Willie Carson?
Hey, fuck
Oh, what? It is, in fact, G. Armitage.
I do apologise. Pleased to meet you.
OK, at the end of that round, David's team have 7 points and Gary's team have 12. We draw to a close by playing the name game. The leaders go first, which is Gary's team. Could you pass those on to Rory, please?
Right, have as much fun as you like.
As many names as you can in 90 seconds. Starting now.
The husband of my ex-girlfriend.
Tony.
Manchester United player.
Oh, Beckham, David.
Yeah. The catamaran skipper. It sounds like he's in
Goss.
Brosk. Yeah.
First name?
First name, Pete Goss. Ipswich Town boss. Doing very well at the moment, Ipswich.
Who's Burley?
This is a Galatasaray boss. Bastard. He's not a thinny, he's a...
Fatty. Fatty
Mel Whitbread.
It's an anagram of mitre.
Fatty.
Oh, dear. That's half an hour used up.
Mitre?
Tima.
Yeah.
Tima, isn't it? Tamir or something.
Yeah, so that's another... It's the other anagram of mitre. Terry, that'll do, yes. Christian name, kebab, something kebab.
Donna.
And breakfast cereals are made by this American company.
Weetabix.
Kellogg.
Weetabix in Burton, Latimer near Kettering in
Oh, I do
Northamptonshire.
apologise. I know what Weetabix are made.
Kellogg.
Donna Kellogg, yeah.
OK, you moved on to 17 points, so 11 will win it.
Just 11. Oh.
OK, your 90 seconds start now.
It's been a long show.
Will you shut up? South African bowler. His second name is often got duck after it, although that's you as well, isn't
Alan
it?
Donald, right.
OK, Alan Donald. All right. If you were in Oasis and you thought something was really hip and happening, you go, "Hey, old lad, that's dead." If it was hip, what's another word for hip? It's not warm. It's a bit.
I've got it.
It's not warm. It's hot. No, not hot. But when it's colder than hot, and you think it's hip as well.
Tepid!
Someone says.
As far as
I like those sunglasses. They're very.
As far as I'm concerned,
Oasis
are very tepid. Now get on.
All right, OK, all right. He's an Australian footballer. I think he plays for Leeds. Kewell, yeah, Harry Kewell. It's cool.
Who is he?
Never you mind. All right, OK. OK, there's a song by Edwin Starr, and this is the guy's second name, and it goes, his name, huh? What is it good for? Absolutely no.
Oh, yes.
War, OK. And the first name is a very boring name, and snooker player Davis has it as well.
Steve.
Steve War, OK, well done.
Not
all right,
Oberon.
if you were in the nude and you were running very quickly past us, you would be doing this.
Was David nude in
Streaking.
Yeah, OK,
Yeah.
without the ying on the end. And sometimes if you went up to Hampstead where you would meet some Heath Street, OK. Oh, man, OK, if you were at a disco and you were dancing to the song that went... So you never go out dancing? Macarena! This is Macarena.
Sorry, mate. I apologise, mate. I just haven't understood a whole word you've said the whole show. I couldn't understand one question.
You're not on your own there. You're not on your own there. So David's team have 11 points, but this week's winners are Gary's team with 17. So our thanks to David, Jonathan and Shane, Gary, Rory and Ian. We're all off to enter Jonathan's suit in the Chelsea Flower Show. My name's Nick Hancock. They think it's all over. It is now.
They think it's all over. Bye-bye.